And welcome back to In the Cage with Bards here on NextSportsStar.com. And the champ is here. The champ is here. MFC Middleweight Champion taking on Smilin Sam Alvey. February 15th, MFC 36 reality check at the Shaw Conference Center in Edmonton, Alberta. The King, Elvis Mutapcic, rejoins the program. How are you doing today, Elvis?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Great. Glad to hear it, man. How's camp heading up to this fight with Sam Alvey? You're feeling peaked?
Pretty close, pretty close. I got another week or so, feeling another hard week or so, feeling real good. I haven't felt this good in a long time, and I'm just ready to get off the diet and get in there and
fight. How grumpy is the diet making you, and how much are you going to take that out on Sam Alvey?
It's part of the sport. Nothing personal, but I'll make sure what I put into it, I get out of it.
Yeah. When you're fighting a guy like Sam, his nickname is Smilin. He's always got that grin on his face. Probably even if you tag him with something hard, he's going to come back and smile at you. Does that throw you off at all, or are you prepared for that?
Absolutely not. He can get in there and cry, smile, scream. Doesn't really bother me. He's just another opponent, it's just a sport, it's nothing personal, but if you stand in front of me, I'm going to do everything in my power to take you out.
Absolutely. We talked to you ahead of the fight with Joe Henley. You seemed really focused and ready then as you do now, and you went out there and did it. What were you thinking when they were putting that belt around your waist?
I was, it felt good. I knew the hard work so far paid off, and gives you more reason to work next time, keep working hard and keep working harder. Find ways to work harder, and definitely getting that getting that belt around my waist is another part of motivation. Make sure I want to work hard, so I can keep it.
Yeah, there's some people who say that you're not really the champion until you defend your title. Is that kind of your attitude going into this fight?
Absolutely. It's not. You're not the champion to defend it. I said it before. A lot of good champions said that before. You just puts that extra stamp on it. You say you defended it, it's yours.
Yeah. How would you rate your performance in the Joe Henley fight? Were you pleased with everything you brought out in that fight?
Actually, I wasn't. I was very disappointed. I found myself trying to look for openings instead of creating them. Part of the reason was that because I wasn't closing in the distance. And with me, a lot of guys in the gym call me T-Rex arms, because I don't have a lot of guys that have a longer reach than I do. So I'm gonna make sure I close the distance, and when I'm in there, put in some work.
Yeah, and your leg kicks were fantastic in that fight. Really just tore up Joe's leg there. And it seems that leg kicks are kind of coming back into vogue in MMA. We saw you with Henley, of course. We saw Tarek Safdien light up Nate Marquardt's leg in Strikeforce. We saw Douglas Lima chop down on Mikhail Sarayev, in Bellator. Do you feel like the leg kicks are really kind of an underrated attack in MMA?
Absolutely. I watched so many fights where I always think, I'm like, why isn't somebody kicking somebody, especially, a guy that's quick on their feet. Guys don't use them, You hit somebody with 2, 3, 4 good leg kicks in the same exact spot, I guarantee they will not be moving the way they were before that. At least my leg kicks. So, anybody, I think, if over time, when you keep eating those leg kicks, if you keep getting kicked, or if you're kicking a guy, it's going to slow you down. So yeah, I absolutely think it's very underrated, and a lot of guys should think about picking that up if they're not.
I agree. We've come a long way from guys like Cecil People saying that as a judge he doesn't think leg kicks count. I mean, how does that make you feel when you hear someone who is responsible for scoring a fight say something so ignorant?
Prove him wrong, like I did in my last fight. Leg kicks don't count. Well, I think he should eat a couple and see how they feel. That almost kind of motivates me to kick harder and do better, and try to do more damage with them, so they can see that leg kicks truly do count. And it's another reason to finish the fight and not let it go to the judges.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming into this fight, a lot of the media attention seems to be focused on Sam Alvey. He's got the exposure from the Ultimate Fighter season. You know, he's got the fiancée, the one America's Next Top Model. You're the champ, though, man. Do you feel almost overlooked heading into this fight?
I don't bother me at all. I'm not in the sport because of not nothing personal against Sam, but you know, I'm not in the sport because what my girlfriend does or where I was at. It's where I'm gonna, you know, what I've done and what I'm gonna do. It's not that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. Where do you think Alvey presents the biggest difficulties to you in the fight?
He's a tough guy. He's a really tough guy, you know, and that's why he finished a lot of guys. You know, he can take a really good shot and keep coming forward. Hits hard, definitely hits hard. You know, he's a good wrestler with likes to stand up. So I think just he's toughness all the way around.
Yeah. You've beaten Zach Cummings before. He's on The Ultimate Fighter this season. You beat Cesar Ferreira, who won Ultimate Fighter Brazil. If you beat Alvey as well, can we start calling you the Tough Killer?
Sure. This will be once I beat Alvey, this is gonna be my fourth one. So, I tried out twice for that for the tough. Didn't make it past first round any of this time. So it's kind of a good, you know, to rub it in their face a little bit. You know, I did make it on there, but we know what would have happened if I was on there.
Absolutely. And one thing that may be new for you is having to fight in Edmonton in the dead of winter. I mean, I looked at the forecast today for the 15th, and they're predicting somewhere close to -20 centigrade. So is the cold going to throw you off at all?
Absolutely not. I'm in Iowa right now. When I got up this morning, it was, I believe it was 7 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think it would be a little colder than 20 degrees Celsius. So I think it's what he said. So no, not at all. I'm used to. I don't like the cold weather, but I live in the cold weather. I've lived all of my life in the cold weather. I'm used to it.
Good stuff. MFC 36 is a really deep card. You've got Mukai Moromo taking on Graham Spencer for the lightweight title. UFC veteran Jay Silva taking on Leo Bercier. Luke Harris against Jason Zenkraff. Mike Hackard and Rama going at it in heavyweight action. What fight are you looking forward to just as a fan?
Two fights actually. Rama, I actually became pretty good friends with him up when last 2 times we fought on the same card. He's a cool guy, very wild, character. I'm really looking forward to seeing his fight, and also the African Assassin. He's extremely talented, the striker. And he's tough all the way around. But as a fan, I think that's going to be a very exciting fight. So those 2 fights right there, I'm looking very forward to.
Are you looking to be keeping an eye on the middleweight fights? Because one of those guys could be your next challenger. We know MFC President Mark Pavlich kind of likes to throw out those title shots on the spot like that. So are you going to be paying any extra focus to the middleweights that night?
Oh, of course. I'm going to be, as far as aspect-wise, as far as entertainment-wise, I'll be looking forward to watching the lightweight title and Rama's fight. But yeah, of course, with a competitor, I'll be looking to who's scoring a big bang, and who's gonna make Pavlich go wow. He deserves a title shot. So definitely keep my eye on that.
All right, Elvis, putting you on the spot now. How does this fight with Sam Alvey end?
Honestly, I'd like to. I see myself. I think it's going to be a very brutal fight, going back and forth. But I'm going with 4th round KO.
4th round KO. All right, well, we'll be looking forward to that. February 15th, MFC 36 reality check at the Shaw Conference Center in Edmonton, Alberta. Elvis, thank you so much for joining the program again. And tell the people where they can find you on the Twitter, on the Facebook, any other social media things you have going on, and any thank yous or shout-outs you want to give. This is your time.
Everybody, all the MMA fans out there supporting me, and everybody can follow me at Elvis Mutapcic on Twitter.
There you have it. The king, the champ, Elvis Mutapcic here on In the Cage with Bards on NextSportsStar.com. And we'll be back with more MMA action right after this.